What do you see here? Look at that. The original, the true to form, the 10 VRChat commandments, you know? You could tell it apart. You could tell it's the original by the brown back and the golden corners. And then obviously the pages actually have depth. See that? Like it's not just a flat surface. Because we have an optimized version that's kind of flat, and it's so optimized that all the Crusader avatars are all medium rated now. Even my own personal ones. Anyway, take a look. What do you see? I see white pages with black text. That's how you know this is the real thing. That's how you know it's OG. But look over here. Lately, there's been something bad going on. See that? Lately, there's been black pages with white text, and this is the mark of the traitor or heretic, no less. Obviously, anyone who uses these avatars are under the influence of, you know, betrayers and heresy. Let's talk about that, though. Well, why are they traitors? Well, one, they're not in the official Crusade server. Two, they are using avatars made by a former preacher who has been officially excommunicated, so they are no longer valid. And they don't understand how the conflict started, the recent stuff. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. For now, I just want to say, like, the heresy part. And why is it so important to separate these two books? Because this is the OG, this is the original, the first of its kind, before even Halo Master made his stupid meme one. You know it's legit. You know it's got the real stuff added. So, the one thing I want to focus on about, like, the two differences, or the difference between the two books is, the heresy aspect, which would be being able to be friends with people who violate these. Now, why is this important? Well, you see, it's super important because, the foundation of the Crusade started like this. You know, obviously, it focused on converting traps. Any guy who was cross-gendering. That was its main focus. Back then, there were only 6 commandments instead of the 10 we have now. I believe it was 6, then it was 7, then it was 8, and then it eventually became the 10 we have today. So these last 2 were added the most recently, and they were pretty good. Had a couple friends and a ton of other people weigh in on what should be added, and we can't really come up with anything else. If I could add anything, I'd be like, don't steal avatars. But it is what it is. Anyway, so a big part of converting people, especially over time, is adding them to your friends list and hanging out with them, being friends with them. You see? Actually, I'm in the wrong avatar. Hold on. I'll switch into that one later. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so like I was saying, a method, a very old, proper method of converting people is adding them to your friends list and just being nice to them, you know. And then over time, you ask them, like, why do you do this and that? And then over time, you can try and convert them. You could try and get them to use guy avatars more and more. Now, obviously, this success rate was kind of low regardless of the method, but, you know, it had some potential to be a very successful method. There are other ways to try it, but it might even be the most effective method. I'm not sure. I think, if you approach these people with kindness instead of anger and hatred, it tends to work out more than it doesn't. So, being friends with them is a good way to go about it. Also, we have to remember that no one's perfect. Everyone has sinned. Even all the former preachers and all of them, even myself, we're all guilty of at least one of these at any point. You know? The one I'm most guilty of is like the B-lewd. Obviously, I will conduct collider checks on random e-thoughts, traps, and mutes in order to shame them. Now, whether I enjoy it or not is totally irrelevant, mind you. I just want to say it is very effective in shaming them. Even today I did it to someone, and he immediately popped into a male avatar because he realized that he was playing as his waifu, but he was also playing as other men's waifus. So it's bound to happen. And that is exactly why you men should not look like women. Because I know you're very attracted to the model, but someone else will be. Someone else who maybe has more power than you, more of a Chad than you. And it's not going to end too well. This is how men turn LGBT. Yeah, that's how it happens. So, the people who have these over here, they believe that you're not allowed to befriend anyone who violates these. Now, see, that's a problem because that is not correlating with the proper foundation of the initial crusade. You see, I think I discussed this on a stream a couple weeks ago, but eventually the crusade took a similar turn and turned into the Burning Crusade. And the focus of that was purging friends lists of people like this. Now, obviously, it didn't work out very well. There was a grand total of like 2 or 3 people preaching these who wouldn't actively violate these. And then obviously you had to cut away a ton of friends just to even attempt to do this. It was a total failure, it never worked. And you just ended up being alone most of the time. And the people you did approach, you were just more mean to them. Because, like, they would be your friend because they thought you were maybe speaking the truth, but you wouldn't add them because, like, oh, no, I can't add you. Now, see, what makes more sense, Just, like, denying these people and just letting them rot or accepting them and then understanding that there might be a chance of their redemption, And being nice to people is just, again, it might be the most effective method. I'm not saying a lot of people do it. I'm not saying I even do it most of the time, but this is the Crusade's foundation, whether you like it or not. So again, black pages with white text. They're traitors, are the people who left the Discord and went to the other evil one. They are heretics because they speak out against the foundation of the Crusade. They say things that are contrary to how the Crusade actually is. Because the true Crusade, hold on a second. This has changed my... Yeah, no problem, Captain Carter. Amen. The true Crusade truly believes that you can be friends with these people as long as you don't fall to their influence. Which is like, if you weren't a true Crusader, then you might fall to their influence, but the true homies, like myself, will never fall to it. Yes, we may have friends who do these things, but we ourselves do not really do them. And if you do them just a little bit, it's okay, because no one's perfect. Now, if you find yourself consistently falling and failing, then you need some guidance. But these people aren't going to be the ones to help you. No. You got to come to the OG Crusade for that. So again, just remember that image. Black pages, white text. Dirty, stinking traitors. This is what you want. This beauty right here. Yeah. Look at these glorious pages. Look how much nicer this looks. Look how clean and beautiful the words are. Look at that. This is the OG goodness right here. And you know what? Nothing beats the original. The pupil always falls to the master. And nothing beats the original. So, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. If I could just, what else? Let's see, I talked about the traitors, I talked about the hypocrisy, and I talked a lot about the foundation. The foundation of the Crusade was obviously, like, the intent was to help people as much as you could. Again, we focused on the traps. You couldn't do the job properly unless you were very patient with these people and added them most of the time. So the thing that we haven't done for a while is we would add these people to friends list, and then we would keep our eyes on them. So we would remember who was who. Like, we would remember who the dudes were and who the women were. So if we saw a dude switch into a female avatar, we could immediately join on him and be like, hey, you gotta change back, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? So if you maybe show them this method of, like, repetition, maybe they'll eventually get the hint. Maybe they'll eventually feel guilty. And that's where it truly comes alive, Like, think about that. If you're not consistent with what you're preaching, then it's not going to work. If you just tell these people to do something once and then you never see them again, do you really think they're going to listen? Absolutely not. You gotta really get in there. And you could be friends with these people, you know? Everyone in VRChat's pretty much a broken person. There's something wrong with everyone here, just a little bit. So you have to understand, you have to have some empathy and reason with these people. Again, no one is perfect. Everyone is a sinner in their own special way, whether you keep it in private or not. You have to be really level-headed and patient with these people and tell them that they can't do these things in public. And if they do these things in private, well, they put themselves at risk anyway. They might not be putting the rest of the community at risk, but they put themselves at risk, and then it can spread from there. So ultimately, the end goal is to just have them not do it anymore, even in private. So, guys, stop using role models. I don't care where you are. You know who you are. Stop it. Get some help. And yeah, that's it. I just want to show this one more time. See, for anyone watching, you go to the Pug or Black Cat, black pages, white text. These are invalid preachers, or everything they say is invalid. They are not officially recognized by the Crusade. The people who made the commandments in the first place, who made the avatars, they have been excommunicated for being a bunch of backstabbing traitors. They are scum. Most of them themselves violate these anyway, like consistently. They don't know what they're talking about. And that's what heresy is, you know? When you preach things contrary to the doctrine, this is clear-cut heresy. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you see these black pages, call them a bunch of great big phonies, because that's what they are. They are not legit. They are not officially recognized. They're a bunch of traitors and heretics. And there we go. If you guys have any problems with these people, feel free to send them to me, or just come seek me out, and I will tell them that they are wrong, and I will do it in front of you, free of charge. And hopefully the Crusade will be restored to its former glory, and we could get rid of these cheap knockoffs, these hacks, these losers, these failures, these liars, and backstabbers. We can get rid of them together. So you heard it here first, folks. Join the Crusade. The real Crusade. Don't join this trash. If you're wielding black pages, you're doing it wrong. This is the official map, boys. This right here. This is the official map. Nothing else. These are the official avatars. Nothing else. I am the one who made these, mostly. I am the one who put them on the map. I am the one who uploaded the map. This is the world. This is the real Crusade world, boys. Don't fall for any phonies. And there you go. Amen to that. Alright, goodbye, everyone. It's been real. Take it easy. Oh, Captain, like I said, they're just traitors, liars, heretics. They believe in their own laws, even though it is very clear that what they're doing is wrong. They have always been wrong. Do not pay them any mind. It's just a bunch of backstabbers, Captain. If you see them, just tell them they're fake. They are not real. They're not part of the Crusade. They're just a bunch of sad little copycats. And they ain't worth nothing. They're garbage. Forget about them.